We'll
Good.
go ahead and have Coach Kelsey start off the stand.
Yeah, I mean, first thing that I want to say is my heartfelt thoughts and deep prayers go out to all the people affected by the horrible tragedy that happened a couple nights ago here in our beloved Louisville. I think before we went into the game, it was reported that there's been 13 total fatalities. And obviously, the families and loved ones that are left behind, I just want them to know we Louisvillians will put our arms around you and love you and be there for you. That's what great communities do when tragedies like this happen. They come together. I think Mayor Greenberg tweeted before the game or during the game the names of the flight crew. Captain Richard Wartenberg, First Officer Lee Truitt, International Release Officer Captain Dana Diamond. I'm sure that there were heroics on that flight to limit the damage and the carnage as much as they could. Huge thank you to our fire department, our police department, and all the first responders. When things like this happen and normal human beings run away from it, they run toward it. I have people in my family that are in the fire department, and they put their lives, police department, they put their lives on the line. So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that first, and again extend our prayers for the souls of the people that we lost and for the people that were left behind. As far as tonight's game, I give Coach Williams a lot of credit at Jackson State. The first two games, from a defensive standpoint, I just saw a different team out there tonight, and that's the mark of a good coach. I think how those guys got beat really bad at Illinois, and I watched every second of it. And you can go two ways. You can either go farther that way or you can draw a line, and you can just tell. So big tip of the cap to them. I thought those guys came out and stinking competed. Point guard 24, former McDonald's All-American. He's a handful. That cat can go. Got a bunch of really good one-on-one players. But I'm proud of our guys. We hit all of our kind of metrics that we look at in terms of effort from a rebounding standpoint, deflections, all those things. Zoo had 3 big offensive rebounds in 10 minutes of play. Sananda had 4 offensive rebounds. They had 5 offensive rebounds in like the first 6 minutes of the game, and they only had 2 the rest of the game, and we held them to 17%. So I was very, very pleased with that. I thought Kobe Rogers, who's the catalyst off the bench for us, team captain, his role and his job is to raise the level of intensity when he comes in the game. And I thought he's done a phenomenal job of that, accepting that role, embracing that role. Kobe had 7, 5, and 4 and 0 turnovers. And it's what his job is, and I thought he did a really good job of that. Kenai continues to really impress. Had 16 and 10 tonight. We always say next man up with Javon going down. And, Kenai stepped up, and it's so awesome to see KP back out there again. I mean, that is a long, grueling, lonely journey when you're recovering from a injury like that. I've never had an ACL, but I've been around a lot of players that have. Kobe, who got hurt for us at College of Charleston in his last game. And that moment when they checked back in the game, shout out to our fan base and the people that were at the Yum today. The ovation that KP got was awesome and well-deserved. It was just great to see him out there again. It's going to take a little bit of time, incrementally. He's going to get more comfortable and better and more in a rhythm. But it was awesome to see him out there being KP and flying around, deflecting and wreaking havoc and stuff like that. So it was really, really good to see.
Questions for Coach Kelsey? Got microphones around the room.
Coach, the style of your team this year, pressing full court, sending in a lot of subs, a lot of motion offensively, very aggressive defensively. The grind that your team seems to put on the opposition is not only a physical grind, but also like a psychological grind to the opposition. It seems like they start to kind of slip and miss some assignments. Is that part of what you're trying to get out of it?
Yeah. I like to think the things that we really value are pace, offensive rebounding, the relentlessness, the fact that we have, you mentioned it, a lot of depth on our roster, and, playing at a really high standard from an effort standpoint is the standard. And you like to think that doing that all the time, adhering to that process over and over again throughout the game, is that the cumulative effect, the cumulative pressure of all that, the pace from an offensive standpoint, the offensive rebound, the activity, how hard our guys play. You like to think that you try to break teams eventually through that. So yeah, that's definitely the philosophy.
Pat, I kind of want to go off that point you mentioned about seeing what Cason's gone through and the journey. You've been there through his journey. You've seen the highs, the lows over the last year. I guess talk about his persistence, his determination to get through this, and what that's been like as a head coach to see him grind through this.
Yeah.
Got to the court.
Yeah. I mean, geez, we all remember the level he was playing at last year in the Bahamas. I mean, that's when the revivals start reviving, right? We went down there and it was on. And, Chucky took off, Kaysen took off, Javon, I mean, all those guys, it was really, really rolling. And just like the air out of the balloon, man, when that kid went down, and it was like friendly fire too. I mean, it was like a football injury. Like a lot of times in basketball, it's like a plant. I mean, that was like a football injury where it was impact. Like Chucky got pushed and flew into him, and it was a gruesome deal. And he did some major damage there. He was diligent in his rehab. He worked really hard. Kaysen's an awesome dude. He's eccentric. He's got all the stuff, and watching him warm up out there, I saw it on social media, what the heck he's wearing. I mean, Kaysen's 101. He's 101. He marches to the beat of his own drum, but that's why we love him. But he's got a great heart. Kaysen's got a great heart, man. He's great to coach. He wants to be coached hard. Like, I get on that cat, and it's like, yes, coach. I'm just so excited he's back. He's going to allow our team to even go to a whole other level. And it's a process. Like, this is the first time. And we weren't really sure. And then all of a sudden, Javon went down, and we were like, you ready? He's like, I'm ready. Let's do it. So it was kind of like a last-second deal a little bit. But it's awesome to see him back out and see him get to the other side of all that.
Coach, you mentioned Javon. Just any update on him, and will he be ready for Tuesday?
Yeah, I hope so. We're hoping so. I don't have an update on him.
Just to follow up with that, I was just curious as to when he entered the protocol. Like, was that something that happened Tuesday or Wednesday or even maybe?
Yeah, I mean, it was when he got hit the other night.
Okay.
At the game, and then checked him out, and it was good, and then he just started. It was like a day later or so. He just wasn't feeling really well, and they got him checked out, and there was just some things they were a little concerned about. So we're just being very cautious with it. It's a long season, and obviously those are things you don't want to mess with. So we're just kind of being careful with him tonight.
Coach, it wasn't the most efficient night shooting from the perimeter, about 30%. But even with that, still get to 106 points on the night. Shot a super high percentage inside the arc tonight. Can you just talk about it? It seems like the team is getting much more comfortable getting the ball, pocket passes into the paint, attacking at the rim. Can you just talk about that efficiency and what you thought about that?
Yeah, I felt like we got good looks in the second half. As long as we're hunting great, I sleep like a baby if we're taking good shots in range, in rhythm. and they're going to fall because we're a really good shooting team. But you're right. We call it force. The force. We want force on that paint, and that either could become off the dribble or off the pass on pocket passes, offensive rebounds. Like, we want the ball in the paint, and then I thought our bigs did an unbelievable job of securing offensive rebounds. If they didn't have a clean layup, they were kicking out for open threes. But yeah, whatever the first game, we shot 8,000 threes in the game. And it was like, was that all you're going to do? I was like, no, all we talk about is touching the paint. And I think we had 50-something paint points tonight or something like that.
Yeah, 50.
So.
Crowd at the end of the game is chanting about beating somebody. Your next game is kind of a big one for everybody. I know you have, maybe when you walk off that podium, you start turning your attention, but obviously it's a big part of the program here. And what are your feelings going into that?
Yeah, I heard it. I know, I'm very well aware how much it means. It means to this entire state. It means a ton to their fan base. It means a ton to our fan base. It means a ton for college basketball. That rivalry is very important to college basketball, and it's one of the things that makes college basketball great, are great rivalries. I didn't need to say much to our guys in the locker room afterwards. They know the deal, So it's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere here at the Yum Center. It took me a while to get used to, but I've told you guys many times, going around town here and people recognizing me as the head coach at Louisville, because it's a very recognizable person here. I'm used to it now, and it's still really cool. I love to take pictures and see people and all that stuff, and everybody, Coach Kelsey, everybody mentions that game. I get it. I understand. We're excited. It'll be a great couple days of preparation. It's going to be a big-time college basketball atmosphere.
Pat, I kind of talked about this a little bit in your beginning comments, but with Jackson State coming off the big loss to Illinois, I think they were out-rebounded 61-19. Did not having Hadley kind of impact? I know you guys still out-rebounded them by 20, but did Hadley not being available kind of impact your all's ability on the boards, or was this just something where Jackson State just is coming off a bad game and just got a little more fired up?
I think the first thing you got to understand is our offense is, I don't care about plus 20. I don't care about that. I care about the percentage of misses that we get back, and the percentage of misses that we get back. It's offensive rebounding percentage and it's defensive rebounding percentage. We got 41% of our misses back. So the best in the country gets about 39, right? So that would be the 100th percentile in offensive rebounding percentage. That tells me our guys are crashing the glass. And then conversely, they got 17% of their misses. So that would put us in like the 100th percentile of defensive rebounding. I thought our guys competed their butts off. I did, and that's why I complimented Coach Williams. I thought their dudes freaking competed. They competed. They scrapped. And like I said, it's a mark of a good coach. But all my metrics said we played hard as crap.
All right. Thank you all.
All right, thank you. My buddy's here today. Pretty cool, huh?